do it now. I ain't thinking about tomorrow. It's the real thing now, give it. I'm not so busy, I'm all in it. I got a good story every time I wake up. I'm in the action, chips on the table. I want the feel good, need another percentage. I want the win, lucky seven every time I walk in.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Nichelle Desautels. I am a field education trainer with Wella, and I am here doing the live today with my coworker Zeina, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zeina. I am a field education trainer as well for Wella Professionals. I'm in my home in Calgary, Alberta. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Yeah, awesome. So today we are going to be talking about root melting and toning. And I know that sounds like something very simple, but it is something we do get requested a lot in the field. So I thought it'd be really good to kind of finish off the look that Zeina started on Tuesday, which she's going to talk about, and just kind of go over some technique with root melting. So I will let Zeina recap Tuesday.
Awesome. Thank you. So for those of you that weren't here on Tuesday, I showed you guys a foiling and free paint combination technique. And that look really just gives us the dimension and that seamless blends that we want out of a free paint. And with pops of brightness in key areas on the head that we get out of adding a foil. So I find this look is really easy to do. It's really quick. It's really quick to execute in the salon, especially when we get back. We're gonna have all those clients that wanna get in. So I was only able to show you guys the front of that technique on Tuesday. So I actually took some pictures of what it looked like when I finished applying it. And this is kind of what it looked like. So you can see that it's a really heavy paint through those areas underneath the foil. It's really saturated, and that's what's going to give us the lift that we're looking for, that we are able to get out of a paint as much as we can get. And we only have a few foils, like I said. We only need a few of them through those key areas of the head. So yeah, I'm really excited to show you guys the second step to this technique, which is the root melt. So I've kind of started on my mannequin already, and I've started in the nape area there, and I've kind of just gone through the nape and just kind of tapped my color in through there and just carried that throughout the top of the head and into the side there. So I'm going to continue on to the other side, but before I start that, I'm just going to give her a little spritz with my new Color Motion pre-color treatments. I love using this on all my blondes. So I'm just going to give her a little spritz in those porous ends there, because we know porous ends are really going to suck up that color pretty fast. So this will just kind of help with that. What do you think, Nichelle?
Yeah, I really love the new Color Motion Plus line. Like Zeina said, there are some great products in there, like the porosity equalizer. So this is something you can spray on before you start a color application to even the porosity, and just really give you a seamless kind of saturation and blend and all that kind of stuff. Another great product that I love from it, and this is probably my favorite announcement, is the 30-second post-color treatment.
Yes.
For anybody out there that is a Wella user, you know that we recommend using a post-color treatment after all of our color services or chemical services. And in the past, we have one that is a 5-minute. So now we have the 30-second post-color treatment, which is really exciting. And each one is still going to have its time and place. You know, sometimes when I'm doing a double process service, where I say doing highlights and then rinsing out my highlights and doing a toning afterwards, sometimes that 5 minutes is really nice for you to take a break, because, you know, we're all busy stylists. But sometimes time's the money, so 30 seconds is a really nice option to have. We do have some other products in there as well. Like we have a scalp protect lotion for people that are sensitive. And then we have the shampoo, conditioner, and one of Zeina's favorites, the Skincare mask.
Love that stuff.
So for anybody that's on that is a Wella user and uses, say, Wellaplex and everything, the structure mask actually has the bonding agent in it. So you're getting not only 8 weeks color protection, but you're also getting reparative. So it's a really great thing. All right. So Zeina's doing her applications. If you guys have any questions, please use the question cards or just throw them in. Oh yeah, we have a question here. So can we use that for glossing? And no, we cannot use the post color treatment for glossing. That's where the original post color service would come into play. Okay. Zeina, why don't you tell us what you're doing through application on the side there?
Okay, so I have started applying her with the sections moving back away from her face. And so she's already had her lightning service. I've washed her, I've towel dried her. So this is on wet hair right now. My sections are just vertical sections like this and moving away from her face just so I can kind of tap that root and nothing's falling in her face there. I actually love using this brush for a root melt. I love how small that brush part is for a precise application with that root melt. And the comb just helps give a bit of control as well, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's great. Can you guys?
Can you guys see there?
Yeah, yeah, no, that's great.
Okay.
Can you guys give some hearts if you can see okay? No hearts.
No one can see.
All right. So what is your formula today, Zeina?
For my root melt, I'm using Illumina 6-stroke and 6-stroke 1-9. So in Wella, a 6-stroke is just a 6 neutral or 6 natural, and a 6-stroke 1-9, that would be a 6 natural with an ash and a Sandra. And Sandra is really just a soft violet in Wella. So yeah, I like keeping, for a root melt, I like to keep it kind of like close to looking as natural as possible.
Yeah, yeah. And one of the beauty things about toning with Illumina is the finish on it. So Illumina is a permanent hair color, but it has a different finish than most permanent hair colors. So instead of being a very saturated finish, it's going to have more of a sheer finish or a more natural finish. So you're going to get those natural highs and lows in your color. So it is a really great line to use for root melting because it is going to give you that very natural finish. Hi, Cindy. Oh, good to see you. I'm so glad you're on. So when we're doing root melts with Illumina, it's going to give you that nice cool background because it has actually a violet rosé base. But like Zeina said, we do always like to add a natural or neutral into our formula, especially when going darker on top of highlights, because it's just going to really balance the color out and make sure it doesn't go too ashy or anything like that. Some of my favorite formulas for root melting with Illumina is I really love the 6-stroke 7-6. So that is a level 6 brown violet. And any of the stroke 7 series, so any of the browns I really love. And then 6-stroke 1-9 is another big favorite. What about you, Zeina?
Yeah, I love root melting, like for sure with a natural in there. I feel like having a natural just helps keep things really neutral, and it definitely processes a lot better over those blonde bits as well to have that neutral shade in there. And I always love adding an ash just to keep everything nice and natural looking. I feel like most people don't want to see too much warmth on their roots.
No, you're totally right.
So I just wanted to show you guys how I'm going to do the money piece with the root melt here. So I have left it out till last because I don't want to put too much product on these pieces. Stay. So what I've done is I've kind of taken a really small section here, and I'm just going to just tap that color in just a little bit. I'm not going to overlap it too much onto those blonde bits because we want to keep her nice and bright around her face. We don't want to add too much depth in those areas. So I'm just kind of tapping that color in.
Okay, perfect. So it looks like we have some questions here. So what developer do I use to tone with my Illumina? What are my options? So you could use 2 different developer options. That's the one nice thing about Illumina. We have the option to use our pastel, which is a 1.9%, or you could use the Color Touch 1.9% as well.
I also love doing a glossing service in my root melts with Illumina. Like I love mixing my 1 part color to 1 part post color treatments and 1 part 1.9.
Yes, yes, yeah. So for those of you that haven't done a glossing service before, that is done with the regular post color treatment. And it is a really great way to do your services because you're less likely to break the base with something like that. Okay, next question was, what ratio of natural and ash or violet do you use for dark root melts without overtoning the highlights? So usually I would do anything from a quarter, depending on how dark you're going, to half and half. It really just kind of depends on how many levels darker I'm going. So if I'm going more than 2 levels darker, I will tend to use 50-50 natural to my target shade. What about you, Zeina?
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I've gone half and half with this formula that I've done on her here. So I've gone half natural and half target shade as well.
Yeah, that's a really great question.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So what I was going to say as far as blending with the root melt, usually after I've applied her, I wait 10 minutes and then I just kind of go back in exactly how I initially went in through there. And I just start, I just start to kind of comb that product just down a little bit, just to give it a bit more softness and blends through there.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So, I'll just show you what that's like for the very fronts, because I think that's the most important part. So with the front, I'll just kind of take my comb side of the brush and just kind of comb that through just to blend that out a little bit. And I feel like that just gives that hairline a bit of blend without making the money piece too dark.
Oh, that's great. Now, is there a reason why you would go off the face like that?
I just prefer, for like the client's comfort, not to have hair in her face. I think most of us don't like having hair on our face on a regular day. So when it's wet and full of product, I just think most clients would rather not have it around her face. So for me, it's purely out of her comfort. What about you, Nichelle?
Yeah, I prefer to have it off their face too. I just know not everybody does it that way. So it's always nice to know why we would do something that way. And yeah, I'm the same way. I don't like having wet hair falling in my eyes. So it's all about client comfort.
Does anyone like having wet hair in their eyes?
I don't know. Does anybody
Anyone out there?
throw that in the comments? Do you like having wet hair in your eyes?
No, I think this is the most comfortable way of doing it for her.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we have some more questions here. Where do you get that brush from? I love the little comb on it. So that's actually a Wella Professionals brush. I think we call it the ergonomic brush. And so you should be able to find it at your beauty supply store.
Yeah, this is a wicked brush, not gonna lie.
Yeah. And then the next question was, do you have a favorite shade in Illumina? My all-time favorite hero shade would probably be the 9-stroke 4-3. But it's hard to pick a favorite. I kind of love them all.
Yeah, mine would definitely be 4-3s as well, just because there's no other shade like the 4-3 series in Illumina. Like the 7-stroke 4-3 and the 9-stroke 4-3, I feel like we can't replicate that any other way. So that's definitely my favorite as well.
Yeah, it's the closest you'll get to like that natural kind of strawberry blonde or natural red.
Is Chelsea putting puking faces?
Yes. So Cindy asked, is Modern carrying the full Wella line now? Yes. So we did open up distribution with Wella or with Modern, and so you can find everything there. Okay. So another question was, oh, you guys are so cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
Another question was, do you find the glossing helps the color bleed less or lock the color in better? Is it for more shine? As far as bleed less, yes, it has a thicker consistency when you mix it as a glossing service, which is very nice. And then it does add a ton of shine. So kind of the point of the glossing service is to add that really high shine to your clients. So you don't only need to just use it when you're doing like a root melt or something like that. You can use it as a standalone service to kind of freshen up somebody's color in between color services and add a ton of shine to their hair. So it's a great pick-me-up kind of in between. It's a very quick service to do at the sink.
Yeah, I love it. One of my favorite services.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Now, what would you do for toning, Zeina?
So I'm probably going to tone this girl at around a level 9, just looking at her ends here. So I've root melted her at a 6. So what I would do is I'm going to let this root melt process, and then I'm going to rinse her out really well, use my 30-second post-color treatment so I don't have to wait, because who wants to wait 5 minutes for anything? And then I'm going to throw my toner on there afterwards and let that process for the full amount of time.
Okay. Would you ever go in with your toner while the root melt is still on?
Yeah, there's definitely scenarios which I would do that. I think if the levels of the root melt with the ends weren't so drastic, I would probably just could put it on all at once. Sorry. I could put it on all at once, but just because it's from a 6 to a 9, I think I'm going to let this process first. What about you? How would you do this?
In the same way, if I'm doing something within 2 levels, I will kind of tap the roots and then put my toner on afterwards and kind of blend it in seamlessly. But if I'm doing anything more than 2 levels, I really feel like you risk having that darker color bleed onto the ends and kind of dulling the blonde that you've done on the ends. So I will tend to do it as a separate service. Yeah. All right, we got some more questions. Good job, guys. Thank you.
You guys are the best.
All right. So we have a question from, would you apply this service in the sink or at the chair? I'm going to assume you mean the root melt. I personally like doing my root melts at the chair just because I can make sure I'm getting a nice clean application and I'm not dragging it down too far. And I find also it's just a lot more comfortable for the client because we all know how comfortable salon sinks are. And also in my salon anyways, we only have 3 sinks and we have a lot of stylists. So you don't want to be hogging a sink for an entire root melt service. What about you, Zeina?
Yeah, I think that at a chair, you'll get a bit more control over your sectioning. It's less likely to drip all over her and she'll be more comfortable. So yeah, I could agree with that. I mean, we could always go back to the sink to do our toning service afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are more about the sink?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So the next question was, how long will you sit the root, or how long will you let the root melt sit?
I'm going to let this one sit for about 20 minutes. So I've already applied it, and then I would comb her after 10 minutes. I'm going to comb her through a little bit. And then after another 10 minutes, I'm going to rinse her and use my post-color treatments.
Perfect. Awesome. Next question was, can a root melt be a way to also cover gray? No, because it's just not going to sit long enough. Usually if I'm doing gray coverage with highlights, I'll either do them in between the foils or I'll do my gray coverage first and then do my highlighting service as a second service. It's just, you really need that saturation and that 45 minutes to cover gray. So you wouldn't get full coverage. Do you have anything else to add to that, Zeina?
I think also formulation might be a bit different because gray coverage, we're using 20 volume, and for this root melt, we're usually using 1.9. So I think in that case, I mean, I don't know if I'd want to go over 20 volume over these blonde bits.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. Are you using KP or CT on Judy? So she is using Illumina. Do you want to just say your formula again?
Yes, I'm using Illumina on, well, this actually isn't Judy, you guys. This is a different mannequin. Judy is patiently waiting for her debut. So this is a different girl. I don't want her to get mixed up, but it's, I used Illumina on her, and I used 6-stroke with 6-stroke 1.9, and that's a 6 natural in Wella with 6 natural again, and Ash Sandra.
Perfect. Awesome.
Thanks for the question. Although Color Touch is a really good option for a root melt as well. I use Color Touch quite a bit as well. They're sisters. They're twins, yeah. Judy and Jody. Can't get them mixed up.
So the next question would be, could a root melt be used for gray blending? And that's a great question. Yes, you could use a root melt for gray blending. Just make sure that as long as the client is aware that they're not going to get full 100% gray coverage. So, oh yeah, they're asking, what did you name this one?
It's Jody. This is her Judy's twin sister. So this is Jody, you guys. Don't get them mixed up. They already have identity issues, so we don't want to get them mixed up.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, so should I show you guys Judy?
Yes, let's show them the finished results.
Okay, here comes Judy with her new do. Oh, let me bring her up a little bit. All right, guys, this is Judy. So I've done the root melt on her already, so you can really see how soft and seamless that root looks, especially around that hairline there. And I've toned her with Illumina again, and I've used half titanium rose with a 1/4 8-stroke 05 and a 1/4 10-stroke 05. And an 05 in Wella is just a neutral red violet. So I love this shade in Illumina. Also, I'm a sucker for the warm shades in Illumina because of their violet rose base. It really does give like an interesting effect. Nichelle's just put up another picture there because the lighting is a bit different, I feel, in the photo than it is over here where I'm standing. I just took some photos of her like by the window. So you can kind of really see how Illumina really plays on lighting, I feel. So there she is.
Yeah, she did a beautiful job. I love the formula too. For any of you guys that haven't used Opalescence, I encourage you to start playing with it and mixing it into some of your formulas, because you can really change or enhance the tonality of your toners and shades by adding those in, and the finish on them is just beautiful. Like, I feel like the pictures and the video just don't even do it justice, because the finish and the shine is just so gorgeous. Yeah, awesome. What products did you use to finish your mannequin?
Oh, I first, when she was wet, I just went in with Perfect Me. It's a really great leave-in balm. Do you have anything to add to Perfect Me, Nichelle?
Perfect Me is amazing. It has hydrating benefits. It smooths things down. It's also really great as a cutting lotion as well. For those of you that like cutting with the cutting lotion, it's a great just all-around product. And it's great to cocktail with other things.
Yeah, after I used that, I went in with Perfect Setting. This is a really nice light spray. It gives some volume and hold to it. So I found blow drying was really great with this. Do you ever use this one, Nichelle?
Yes, I do. I'm actually not a big fan of sticky or heavy products. So whenever I'm doing blowouts, I try to use products that are not going to leave anything on the hair. And Perfect Setting is exactly that. It's going to give you the hold that you need while you're doing your blow dries, but also without making the hair feel sticky or like it has product on it, which is really nice.
And then once I kind of dried her and set in that round brush blow dry, I went in with Thermal Image. This is a really great heat protecting product. I know it's Nichelle's new favorite now.
Yeah. So Thermal Image actually has up to 220 degrees Celsius heat protection, which is amazing. And it's purple. And who doesn't love purple things? I mean, look at my hair.
Right? You can't go wrong.
And it also, when you use it, it actually has two kind of two kind of ingredients that you need to shake up to use before to kind of mix them together before you spray it onto the hair. But it's a really great heat protectant, and it doesn't make the hair feel sticky or anything like that. Yeah.
And then my final product, sorry, I'm a bit of a product junkie, you guys. I love putting products on people and I love putting products on myself. So the last one I used was Glam Mist. I love Glam Mist. It is one of my personal favorites for a finishing product. It's a really great aerosol shine spray, and it doesn't make the hair feel like weighed down or like sticky kind of. So, I mean, I feel like I could just keep spraying this whole can on her because I just love it so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Glam Mist is definitely favorite. I love it for updos because exactly that. It doesn't leave a residue on the hair. So awesome. Well, I think that is it for today. I wanted to kind of say thank you everybody for joining. We will be going live again on Modern Beauty on next Tuesday, same time. This time I will be with our field signature artist, Nick Kahn, who is a rock star.
Yeah.
And yeah, and he will be doing Sebastian cutting along with some product knowledge. So thank you guys again. Be sure to go and follow Wella Canada West and maybe give Zeina and I a follow. So Zeina is the Hair Warrior and I'm the Hair Niche. Thank you so much. And have a great afternoon, you guys.
Thanks, guys. I'll be posting the finished look on my Instagram with all the formulas in case you guys missed it. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.